The opinions expressed on the X and Y Show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings. How's everyone doing? This is Roosevelt, and welcome to another segment of the X and Y Show. And again, I'm your host, Roosevelt. Happy New Year. Wow. I told you that was fast, wasn't it? Once you get in September, you look around, it's Halloween. And when Halloween passes, it's like warp speed. It goes from Halloween, then you got a little minor break in there, Veterans Day, then Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and here we are damn near in the middle of January, Well, it's not the middle of January, but it will be. So it's like, man, those months fly by so fast. And it's my favorite time of the year once we get into burr months. I like January and February as well because it's still cold. Well, everywhere but here. But, the months are the September leading up to Christmas. That's like the best time of year for me. I love that time of year. Most people are not as crazy as hell. And it's just a good time, But now we're back to normal. And, we're already into some shit over there in Iran. So we already start a new year off, on some trying times. But hopefully everything turn out okay. But anyway, welcome to a new year, a new plateau, a new agenda, a new start, whatever you want to call it, of the XY Show. This is the year 2020, and I'm glad to still be doing the show. Hopefully we'll be able to reach a whole new array of different listeners this year. I thank the listeners that I currently have. So if you've been listening with me for a week or a month or a year or more, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And hopefully that you keep and continuing to listen to me, because that's what I require you to listen. You don't have to agree, but as long as you listen, that's the important thing. But no, I thank you all, and I really appreciate you, and hopefully this year we bigger and better things for the X and Y Show. So with that being said, let's get on with, I'm going to read two letters today. One is from Mark. How do you feel about the new lash fashion? I think I said this once before, but I think Mark is talking about the new lashes. Some women like the new 3-inch and 4-inch eyelashes and shit. And I think it looks fucking ridiculous. I think when I see a woman with that shit on her face, I think to myself that she's a fucking clown. And, not being mean, but that's what I think. I think it's fucking ridiculous. I don't know whoever came up with that fashion. Who was the first person to wear those long ass eyelashes like that? Who? I don't know, but whoever did it, they started some bullshit. Because you got women of every race and color and age wearing these long, silly ass eyelashes, and you look fucking ridiculous. Ladies, trust me. Trust me on this. Men don't give a fuck about your eyelashes and how long they are. And actually, with me, if I see a woman with long eyelashes, that's a big red flag. And that's one that I'm avoiding because I see silliness. So women, trust me, stop doing that shit. It looks ridiculous. I mean, trust me, I'm being real with you. So, Mark, I hope I answered your question. I think women that wear that shit on their face, they look like fucking clowns. So, hopefully I answered that question. Next question, Wendy. Why is it so important for women or men to take at least 2 baths a day? Maybe some people don't feel that's necessary. Well, Wendy, I can tell the way that you wrote this question that you probably one of those women that really don't wash your ass that well. And I'm not trying to be funny. It's just that for you to even ask that means that you probably don't wash your ass. I think that adults should take at least 2 showers a day or 2 baths a day, however you wash your ass, with a water hose, whatever. You should wash your ass at least twice a day. Before work and after work when you get home. Before you go to bed, actually. And I think that's very important because you have to get clean. Even if a lot of people say, well, I know this dude, he said, well, I don't sweat much at work. Yeah, but you still walking around, people still talking to you and spitting on you and shit and putting their breath on you and all that. You're in the air, you're going to the public bathroom. You getting all that smuck shit over you. You need to wash. But, this guy, he used to come home and crawl his dirty ass right in his bed. And I knew women like that. Used to work and come home, then take a shower and crawl their ass in the bed. And I think that's disgusting. The adults should take at least 2 showers a day. Maybe 3, depending on where you live. Like, here it's hot as hell. So in the summertime, you might want to get that 3rd one in if you can. So I think it's very important because there's nothing like for me when I smell a woman. That's like the worst thing, because when I smell a woman's ass, I smell her funk, because if I can smell her funk with her clothes on, I damn sure want to know what I'm getting ready to smell when them drawers come off. So that's not even a thing. When I smell a woman, it's not a chance that we'll get together because I know she's not clean. So it's very important. You should wash your ass, Whitney. You should take 2 showers a day. Damn, what is so hard about that? Some people resist. Like, no, I'm not taking 2 showers. What is so hard about washing your ass? What is so hard about getting in the shower, putting soap on your ass, getting clean? I don't get it. You tell me the bad things of that, and maybe I'll pull up, but I just don't get it. What's the big deal? So anyway, it's very important, Wendy, for a woman or man to take at least 2 showers a day. At least 2 showers a day. I know I do. And like I said, sometimes I get that 3rd one in when possible. Because it's hot and shit. So, it's very important. Hygiene is very important. I think that a lot of people in today's world, don't realize this, because there's a lot of motherfuckers walking around stank. A lot of motherfuckers walking around with their funky asses and, expect, somebody to kiss them or get them some pussy, So it's a lot of funky motherfuckers walking around in this world, and that shit got to stop. Wash your ass. And that includes you, Wendy, because I know you ain't washing your ass because you wouldn't have asked that question. All right, so that's enough of the questions. Let's jump in tonight's episode. Just because they're in your circle doesn't mean they're in your corner. And repeat that. Just because they're in your circle doesn't mean they're in your corner. Now, I picked this episode because a lot of people always making New Year resolutions. They're going to do this and going to do that and blah, blah, blah. A lot of bullshit. But I think that one resolution would be very simple, is to eliminate baggage from your life. And what I mean by baggage, I mean that motherfuckers who are posers, pretending to be friends, but they're not really your friends. They're not really your friends. And I didn't even know this until a few years back when I went through some shit. And I really didn't have as many friends as I thought I did. I had a lot of motherfuckers that I knew. I had a lot of motherfuckers who I worked with, but they weren't friends. I think us as society, we label people as friends too easy. He goes, we go out every week, or what's another one? We go shopping together, for the women. We work together. That was one of mine. I figured that we work together, we friends. So I'm not exempt to this. I'm keeping it real. And a lot of people out there believe this. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that people say you're friends, but you're really not. You're really not. You just, we work together. Okay, so he just a motherfucker you work with. That's it. What's another one? He or she knows my family. We smoked blunts together back in the day. We have the same fashion ideas. We ran the train together on a few girls. We got the same nails. Whatever the case may be. They're not good enough to label that person or persons as a friend. A friend. That's very hard to come by. I used to always admire my father. Because, I mean, for a lot of reasons, but my father had some really great friends. My father, he had one friend. I won't say his name, but I won't say his name. But anyway, he gave him a car one time. Do you hear what I say? He gave my father a car back in the day one time. Now, most of my friends, I couldn't even ask for a fucking pair of skates, let alone asking for a car, My dad had friends that would, if he needed $10, and they had 15 in their pocket, they would give him 10. That kind of shit. So I used to always look up to him in that aspect because he had some really true gay friends, and he had more than one. So I used to always like, wow, damn, that's good. I don't know. What is the definition of a friend? A friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. Okay, so that's a dictionary definition of a friend. Me, a definition of a friend is a person or persons that is ride or die, that is there for the good and there for the bad. That's a true friend. I want you to think about, those of you listening to the sound of my voice this moment, think about how many people that you call your friends right now. Think about how many of those actual friends that you could say, oh, you know, they are actually good friends. They are true friends. Think about it. How many true friends do you have? You know, one, maybe two. You know, some of you got three, maybe 4, 5, maybe 700. Like on your Facebook page, you have 700 friends. I'm just, you know, how many true friends do you really have? Think about it. Some of you can answer real quick. Some of you can say, some of you it takes a while. You know, because in all reality, your friends are not true friends. They're just some motherfuckers you work with. You know, there's some motherfuckers you went to high school with, or you met in a bar. You know, or it's just some motherfuckers you go to the same laundromat, whatever. They're not true friends. And I think we as a society put that label on people too easy. You know, oh, we've been knowing each other for years. Yeah, she's a friend. No, she's not. Yeah. She's just a motherfucker you know. It doesn't necessarily mean she's a friend. And she might be a good friend, but it doesn't necessarily mean she is. So, think about that question I just asked you. How many people that you call your friends are really true friends? Think about it. Really, you know, people that are in your circle that you interact with on a regular basis that you call friend. How many people? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. What's the answer? Well, I'll tell you the answer. You don't fucking know. You don't know how many friends you have until you go through some shit. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Until you grow through some bad shit in your life, you really don't know who your friends are. At least that's the way it was for me. And I think that that's the way it is. Shit. You know, it's easy to call somebody a friend or somebody to say they're your boy or they're your girl or your BFF and all that other bullshit. It's easy to say that when things are going well. But when things are going not so well, who will stick around? Who will be that friend for you? Who will help you in that time of need? Whether it's, you know, giving you, say, hey man, you're gonna get kicked out of your place. Stay with me. You know, hey man, you need a loan. I know you short on money. You wanna borrow some money, or you know, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's some real shit. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I went through that shit a few years back, like I said before, I found out that I didn't have as many friends as I thought I did. And it was a good thing because it woke me up. It woke me up to not label or use that label so easily, and not to label people with that special word so easily as well. So I'm very, reluctant to call someone a friend now. I don't just say, oh, she's my friend or he's my friend just because we go out drinking together, or just because we work together, or just because we went to the same high school, or because we like the same football team, whatever bullshit it is. I don't just call anybody a friend. Not anymore. Not anymore. And I'm glad I went through that, because it showed me how many friends that I really have. It was not nearly as many as I thought I did. And that's a good thing, because it allows you to filter motherfuckers out of your life that shouldn't be there. And let me correct that. It's not that they shouldn't be. There is a purpose for associates. Associates are cool to have. You go out with them, you drink with them, you fuck with them, you go shopping with them for the girls, and you do shit socially with associates. Nothing wrong with having associates. You need associates. Associates are very important in one's life. So they're not useless. You need associates. You need people like that. But the bad thing comes in when you call those associates friends. When you mistake an associate or work person, which is even worse, when you call somebody, a work colleague, oh, he's my friend, we've been knowing each other for 15 years. No, motherfucker, you've been working together for 15 years. It's not your friend. So I think we as society, we label people wrongly every day, and too much. If they're a work colleague, that's what they are. A lot of work colleagues that I work with, I don't want to see them motherfuckers out after work. I don't want nothing to do with them after work. I mean, we're cool at work. We talk and communicate and, very professional, but I don't want to see their ass after work. They're a work colleague. And associates, I need them. We go out to football games together. We do shit together. We go to concerts together. We go drinking together. I need them for my social life. We do things together, but they're not a friend. Over the years, I've learned how to segment properly. That is the best thing that one can do in their life. If you want to make a resolution, say that you will segment people in your life properly. Work colleague over here, associates over here, true friends over here. So for those of you who answered that question that I asked, how many people in your life that you call true friends are really true friends? And some of you have really thought about the question and say, oh, wow, I never thought about that. Some of you might say one or two, and you probably have one or two. You might not even have that. A lot of people don't even have true friends. Some of you might have many, or thought you do, think you do. But like I said, you won't truly know until some shit go down. Until you go through some shit. That's when you know who your friends are. Not just motherfuckers in your circle, but also in your corner. That's what you strive for. It's good to have friends in your life. When you're going through some shit, it's very important. And I wish I had more friends when I went through some shit a few years ago. For those of you who don't know, I was unemployed. After moving back from Alaska to this fucked up city, Miami, and hopefully be out of this motherfucker this year, around June, July. Anyway, I'm getting off the point. But when I moved back, I couldn't find work. And it took me It took me damn near 2 years to find reasonable work. I'm sitting here with, at the time, 3 degrees and couldn't find a fucking job. It was, a lot of things I was going through. It was very frustrating. Thank goodness I don't have a family. Shit. I probably would have lost it. But, there's a lot of things I was going through. I didn't have money. I was running out of money. Couldn't hardly pay a cell phone bill. Had to move back in with my parents for a minute. Mom feeling so sorry for me. She asked me, "You want to go to a movie?" I couldn't even buy a movie ticket. I mean, that shit, it was bad. It was terrible. And, so a lot of, people go through far worse shit than that. Divorce, tragedy, bankruptcy. I mean, it's a lot more than not being able to find work. But for me, that's what, my shit was. I was going through some shit. I couldn't support myself. And, I know people, notice I didn't call them friends, who could have helped me, who were in positions within their organizations that they could have helped me. And when I say help, I'm not saying, hey, get me in, get me a job. I want to work. You get me a job. I want to work there. Hey, get me on. No, I'm not saying that. My kind of help was just get me an interview. Help me get an interview. I'll do the rest. Just give me a chance. Help me get an opportunity. That's all I was asking for. I wasn't asking for them to get me hired. No, just give me an interview. And they were in positions where they could have done that. But a lot of times they didn't. Not a lot of times. Most of the time they didn't. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna see what I can do. Yeah. I'm gonna see what I can do, man. And I was like, damn. These people I've been knowing for, 10, 15 years, some longer than that, some since elementary, and, they weren't there for me. So it's like, I find out that, I did a lot of self-reflecting during that time period. Sometimes you got to go through some bad shit to make you a better person. And I can say that now because I'm beyond that, and I am a better person. I really appreciate what I have now, and it taught me not to take things for granted, and it taught me how to segment people in my life, and that's a needed thing because that means that I don't have too many fake motherfuckers in my life anymore, not posing as friends. I put them where they need to be. work colleagues, associates. But they're not friends. So I think that's the most important resolution anyone can make. You want to make a resolution, about your weight and how much pussy you gonna get, how much dick you gonna get. That's fine. Go ahead with those resolutions. I got my own. But I think that a easy resolution to make, and one that is attainable, learning how to segment people in your life. It'll cause you a lot less stress than you have. Trust me on that. Because you will finally know, you have peace of mind who in your life is really in your corner. Who is really a true friend. Not a work colleague, not an associate, but a true friend. Someone who will definitely be in your corner in your time of need. Unfortunately, for a lot of you, who's saying that you have all these friends, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You won't truly know until something happens. Until you lose your job, until you get a divorce, until you go bankrupt, until you need something. You won't know who's in your corner. That's the unfortunate thing. You won't know until some shit happens. So a lot of motherfuckers in your life currently right now, they're just posing. Oh yeah, we're cool, man. I'm your friend. But they're not. So, hopefully, in your lifetime, like I have, and we all go through some bad shit, some more than others. You'll find out who your friends are. That always come to light. I've learned that. You'll find out who's real and who was just faking. Make that resolution. Be able to segment people in their proper category. Work colleagues, associates, or just motherfuckers you know. And friends. Because having someone truly in your corner is a true gift of life. Trust me on that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of the X and Y Show. Be sure to subscribe to the X and Y Show on any avenue that you currently listen to. Let me see, I'm on a lot of them. But the main ones, I'm on Stitcher, I'm on TuneIn, I'm on Castbox, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, which used to be TuneIn, I'm on iHeartRadio, and I'm on Blueberry Radio as well. My main broadcasting hub is Spreaker, so be sure to subscribe and listen to me on any one of those that you currently listen to. I'm also on social media. I'm on Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Now you can find my social media and my listening platforms on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com. Again, www.thexyshow.com. You can find them all there. Currently, the XY Show store is out of order. I'm in the midst of rearranging some stuff and getting some better stuff in there for you. So I'll let you know when it comes back. There's also a contact form where you can say hello. You can give constructive criticisms, any recommendations on future podcasts that you'd like to hear, or just say, I love you, and you better be a woman. And so it's a contact form there, so be sure to use that if you want to get in touch with me. With that being said, I want to say Happy New Year again. I hope you're all having a great year so far. And I want you to always to remember that you cannot have love without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.